It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. So I haven't been able to post videos lately. If you've been following, as you know, the other day I dropped my phone. And that drop did a little more damage than I thought it did. And now my phone won't charge. So I haven't been able to upload or at least stay in contact. But I'm still here. And today, I'm able to upload due to a neighbor allowing me to use their phone to upload this video. So thank you, neighbor. Yahusha said, when thou doest thine alms, when you do your alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Now we who follow Yahusha take sayings like that as commandments. We fear it as a commandment, if you understand what I'm saying. We keep it. So when we're preparing to do an alm, it's best not to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So what does he mean here? Your left hand is your carnal mind. Your right hand is your spiritual mind. Like Paul said, when you seek to do good, evil is present with you. That would be the left-hand side. It's present with you. You see? The carnal mind is present when the spiritual mind gets a new thought from Yahusha. Help this person. Feed that person. Clothe this person. Help this person financially. Do this here. Do this there. Whenever he leads you to do that, the carnal mind comes in. Now, why does he say, don't let the left hand know what the right hand doeth? What happens if you let the left hand know what the right hand is doing? My bad, y'all. It's a little windy out here. What does that do? Well, it would corrupt it. You see? The left-hand side corrupts what the right hand is doing. And how does it corrupt it? Well, if you look in your own heart, you'll know. When you get an idea to do something, let's make it simple. Let's say you have $25 in your pocket. That's all you got till payday. And you're walking somewhere and you see a brother in need. And he says, hey, I need something, whatever it is. And they say it costs $20. As soon as you find out it costs $20, listen to the left-hand side. Listen to what it says. Oh, man, you're only going to have $5 left, man. Weren't you just about to go in there and get you something to eat? How are you going to be able to get what you need if you give that all to this guy? But that's the left-hand side. So whenever I seek to do good, evil is present with me. You see? Because that's evil. That's a lack mindset. Lack mindset just means flesh mind. The flesh mind is death. So anything that anybody tells you is negative to your life that you can be thinking, harmful thoughts, lack thoughts, whatever that is, those are flesh-minded thoughts is what it means. So you see how he says he only comes to steal, kill, and destroy? You see it? Brother needs this, you're about to give it to him, and the flesh mind comes to steal from him receiving that gift that your right-hand side was going to give him. See how that works? Doesn't it work that way? The thief is not coming outside of you to come do anything. It's the flesh mind within you. And that's why Paul said, "O wretched man that I am," because that is a wretched thought. And we all have had it. We've all had it in our hand to do good and didn't do it because we felt like we would lack if we didn't do it. You see? We would lack if we did do it, excuse me. But when you learn the truth of the matter, then you lose the lack mindset and you take on the abundance mindset. You see? Which is, don't let the left hand know. So now when I have the idea to do it, I do it as if I have the abundance, even if I have $25. I give it freely as if it's nothing to me. You see? Because freely I received it, so freely I should give. And that's our mindset. But how many people freely give. Think about what I'm saying to you, little flock. How many people truly, freely give from the heart without expecting anything in return? How many? How many do you know? Or as soon as you ask for something, they start thinking about the return they're going to get. And let's face it, you're living in a world that don't listen to nothing, I would say. So they like to do a little thing called usury against their neighbors, which is, yeah, I'll give it to you, but you need to give me back with interest. You see that? And so you all are doing it. That's what I mean in this world. You're getting everything you get on interest. I mean, with interest added, and you're getting it on credit. You see what I'm saying to you? Otherwise, when you got your house, you would have just bought it outright. But you couldn't buy it outright. So you paid a portion of it, and then you promised to pay the rest. And they said, okay, well, we're still going to charge you interest. And it's called interest rates. And you look for low interest rates where there shouldn't be interest rates. There shouldn't be. Because Abba said, don't do that to your neighbor. Because that's the left hand. That's why it exists. You see what I'm saying to you? There's a lot of things that only exist because the left hand has got involved. Abba said, you're going to live in a city without walls, man. Without gates and locks. Because you're going to dwell securely and safely. See what I'm saying to you? So then, what's the mind? The true mind? What is it saying to me? It's saying, a person that has locks and gates and walls is only done that because of their carnal mind. That's it. I'm unsafe, so let me put a lock on my door. If you knew you were safe, would you put a lock? Well, no, I wouldn't. Okay, then. Thank you for explaining that for yourself. Y'all hear me today? People give hoping for something in return, and then that makes the giving corrupted. And if you're giving to a discerning person, they'll know you're looking for something in return. That's weird, y'all. I'm trying to stay out of it if I can. You'll know what they're looking to get in return from you. Think about gigolos and prostitutes. Okay? Let's say an escort. So there's no sex involved, but let's say the escort gets paid a lot of money to just sit and talk to this person. So then the person is paying for companionship and communication with another, and all of that stuff is what they're really paying for. They're not paying for sex, but they're paying a lot of money for this person to do it with them, see? Well, same thing. That's giving, hoping for something in return. Just like the prostitute. The man gonna give her some money, but he hoping for something in return for what he gave. You see? Abba says give, hoping for nothing in return. So then you just give. Hey, brother, hey, man, let me pay you back. It ain't nothing to pay back. That's the left hand that wants to be paid back. That's the left hand that wants to get involved and get some interest. You see what I'm saying? That's the left hand that want to sit there and talk to you all day. That's the left hand that wants your time. You see what I'm saying to you? What is hookup culture today that the world is living in? What is that? Same thing. An exchange. Because that's how people look at everything, because they're left-minded. The left-hand mind only looks at everything as mammon. That's why he said you can't serve the left hand or the right. You can't serve mammon and God. So you can't serve the left hand and the right hand. That's why he says he's going to separate the left hand goats from the right hand sheep. Isn't that what he said? He also said he's going to separate the wheat from the tares. Isn't that what he said? You see that? When the goats get separated, where they going? They're going on the left-hand side because they was left-hand minded. That's why he said, don't let the left hand know what you're doing with the right hand. When he cast the net, he told them cast it on the right side. They were casting on the left side, they couldn't catch nothing. He said put it on the right side. See, be spiritually minded about what you want and you'll obtain it. If you be fleshly minded, you'll work and labor and sweat all fucking day and you won't get what you're looking for. Just keeping it straight, right, real with you. Straight right and real with you. You see? Don't let your left hand get involved when you're doing right-handed things. Like this right now. It's best you stay right-handed when you're hearing the words, because if you get carnal-minded, you'll trip. You'll stumble at the stumbling stone. You see? Spiritually minded can only discern spiritual things, the scripture says. See that there? So the flesh doesn't profit you. So the left-hand brain doesn't actually profit you. You see? It just is thinking carnal-minded. Save its life. And so what did Christ say about that? If you seek to save your life, you'll lose it. Does that make sense to the carnal mind? No, it doesn't. But the carnal mind is death. It leads you right to death. But the man that gave his life up for his friend, he displayed the greatest love that there is, because what greater love is there than a man give his life for his friends? You tell me what greater love is there than that. There ain't none. You see? So giving your life for your friend causes you to not be carnally minded, because carnal mind is death. It only thinks about saving itself, which causes it to die, like Yahusha said. But if you give up your life for my sake, then you'll find it. That's the greatest act of love. It's giving up himself. So the man that's given up himself, he doesn't say, well, if I give that guy my 20 bucks, I'm going to have $5 left. I. There is no I. The I is the left-hand side. You see what I'm saying to you? The I is the left-hand side. So, don't let your left hand know. Don't let your left-hand side, or don't let your ego, or don't let your I know what your right eye is doing. Be single-minded. Let thine eye be single. Decide what eye you're going to use today. Your left eye or your right eye. Don't be going back and forth, wavering between the two. Because a man who goes between two and is double-minded is unstable, the scripture says. He's unstable. And it's all about the mind. It's not about anything else in his life where he's stable. It's all about a stable mind. If you have a stable mind, then everything else is stable. You see what I'm saying to you? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and the rest shall be added to you. Kingdom of heaven is right thought. If you seek how to think right, then everything else will fall into place. I guarantee you that. But if you don't think right, if you think wrong, then it doesn't matter what you physically do with your life. If you're doing it wrong, it doesn't matter how much work you put into it, is what I'm saying. So if you're working out in the gym, but you're not working out right, then you're wasting your time, though you're putting a lot of time and effort into it. You're laboring in vain. Now, what does the scripture say? Those who labor, labor in vain. They're not laboring in the kingdom on the right-hand side, giving up of themselves daily. Die daily, the scripture says, doesn't it? So it's not a surprise what I'm saying to you. So it's obvious who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the people of the right-hand side, because I'm the grandson of right thought. You see, they have preachers for them on the left-hand side. They have many preachers for them. People who preach for gain. That's it. And you can see the fruits of it. Niggas living in big-ass mansions. Yeah, Cinderella slipper time. Living in big-ass mansions. 20,000 seats in their building and all of this other stuff. It's clear why they're doing what they're doing. And Yahusha warned you about them, saying they do all to be seen of men. Why would a man need a big, giant, gazillion-dollar house if he's a pastor of a flock? Why would he need that? To be seen of men. That's why. They do everything they do for that reason, because they're left-hand minded. They only do things to get gain. And that's what business people do. And people that are in business are people that worship mammon. Aren't they? Right then. So be not like unto them, but be willing to give. Be willing to give up yourself today for the sake of another, because then you'll find your life, that is your life. My life is hidden in how I treat my neighbor. Why can't the world understand that? Isn't it strange that they treat each other so nasty? They yell, they scream, they backbite, they murmur, they complain about each other. They smear campaign, slander one another. And yet all along, your life is based off of how you've treated another. That will determine your life. How you have treated another person will determine your life. You can't tell me that ain't interesting when you understand that. You'll be like, wait a minute here. So then what should I do? Do what Abba say. Stop lying and speak truth one to another. See? Start telling each other the truth. Start being ambassadors for Christ, like the scripture says, and telling people that everything else is vanity outside of Yahusha, brother, sister. He's the one who steers our boats and causes it to rest on the water. He's the one who does. His thoughts, his word, his thoughts are the one that steer our ship. You see? So why would I give you anything else today? Why would I waste my time talking about anything else that doesn't actually benefit you? That doesn't steer your mind to the right side. That doesn't steer your boat to the right side, where it's peaceful, where it's calm. Instead of the rocky, choppy, stormy seas that everybody else is outside on, thinking that they're keeping their boats afloat because they got their buckets throwing their water off. Cursing God, saying, God, you don't love me? You're letting my whole life fall apart. What, you don't love me or something? Because they have not read the scriptures, so they know not Job, who was perfect and suffered in like fashion. They don't understand men's occupation here on earth. They don't know that his occupation is to fear El and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. Duty is occupation, see? That's the whole duty of man. So why would I tell you anything different than doing that? Than fulfilling his commandment today. That you labor and you sacrifice some of your day to give glory to the King. To tell the world of what he's done for you. How he's delivered you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You see? So chew on that today, little flock. That you be not double-minded. That you don't look back over your shoulder when you've done something. So that you don't turn to a pillar of salt with doubt. Second guessing the decisions that you've made. If you stay on the right side, then you'll catch your 153 sheep. 153 fish. 153 blessings. 153, whatever it is you're asking for. You get that today? So I'll be blessed today, little flock. Shalom, Israel.